Mama and Daddy, so stop.
I'm trying to look like a preacher now.
Listen, just
Oh, preacher. I know they look.
Okay, Jimmy, get it together. You can do that in a few minutes. Wait till she get it started, then you can do that. You really can though.
oh my goodness.
Ah,
This is gonna be fun. Hey everybody, this is Trika B. I am Trika B. Thank you so much for taking out the time to hang out with me. I'm excited about where this is going and how this is going, and I am gonna see if you can hear me. Let me know. Okay, cool, awesome. So with that being said, I have the privilege of my mom and my dad, Mimi and Daddy. I just absolutely love them, and I'm multitasking right now, so I'm trying to make sure everybody can hear me. So if I'm looking at something and going away, just know that I'm here. All right.
okay.
Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Monster is what I call him. I would never say that out loud, but world, I call my dad Monster. There's a reason why I call him Monster, but I'm not going to tell you that right now. Jay says hi. Your son says hi.
Hey,
Okay.
boy.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to do this because I really wanted people to understand exactly how this all began, how I got here, and not so much how I got here, but the reason why God has did this for me. I am so grateful for my mom and my dad for taking out the time to even put up with me, because they know I work on their nerves, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's true.
So without further ado, I'm going to allow my dad. Actually, before we get into that, make sure you like this video, share this video. This is gonna be a good 45 to 50-minute session. I guarantee it. So make sure you take the time to share, to like, and eventually this particular series is going to be connected to my YouTube page. So I encourage you to do that, okay? So I hope we give you an opportunity to make you laugh, to share God, to share some funny stories. Look, just so you know, I have no idea what my daddy gonna say. I'm somewhat nervous.
Don't worry, I got the elbow, so I just and you can't see my elbow. So
I'm totally capable of ignoring her elbows.
Well, we'll get the feet. I'll get the feet.
Listen, you've probably been ignoring her for the last 99 years y'all been together.
That's another YouTube thing now. We ain't gonna worry about that today. This is Trika B. Don't worry about it.
Hilarious. So anyway, Diddy, again, disclaimer, I have no idea what he's gonna say. I don't know what he's gonna say, but I did pray in the spirit and I said, Lord, please, because this is going out into the world, and I don't know what he's gonna say. But again, it's on you, Dad. Oh, wait, a lot of you guys know him as Mr. Barnes, Mr. Jimmy Barnes, Mr. Mary's Diners. That's a whole nother story. But this is, to me, he's dad. This is my daddy. So, okay, your turn. Sorry, Dad.
Okay, so people know me as the older Barnes and, Jimmy, just plain Jimmy. So, here I am. Mm-hmm. It's a story with Trika, because when I met Trika, I think she was about 3 years old. Mm-hmm. And I came back to date her mother. And when I went there, I went into their living room, and I met her too. And she got up under the kitchen table where I was sitting at, and she grabbed a hold to my legs and wrapped herself around my legs. After I just met her, and she didn't want to let it go.
Yeah, you was in the living room for a minute, and then my mom said, "Come on downstairs to the kitchen table."
I don't even remember that, but okay.
And Trinka was standing down there, and then she went up under the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
She wrapped herself around my leg, and your mother was trying to get her loose.
How old was I then?
3.
Oh wow. Okay. I ain't know no better.
Yeah. We was trying to get you from up under the table, but you wouldn't come up from under there.
And she would grab me around the neck, wearing grandfather's shoes, and walking in his footsteps. So.
Wow. Mm.
So that was so symbolic. And then I think that was our first date. Was that when she passed out?
Yeah, she fell
Because
out.
she wanted to go with us.
Yeah.
But she just.
Yeah, we walked up to the door to go outside to the car. And
no.
Trigger ran right behind us. And then my mother, when I came back home, my mother said she stood at the door and all I heard was bang. And she fell out because she couldn't go with us. Mom said, "What are you doing up there?" And she said you didn't say anything. She just heard the noise when you fell out.
Wait, I had a silent tantrum?
Yeah. So Mom said, so when I came back, Mom said, "Andrea, don't let her be having no tantrum. You get them legs, don't let her be having no tantrum." And so I said, "No, ma'am, I don't let her have tantrum." But that was kind of cute, though. Because I was so used to you was used to me taking you everywhere. So that was something different to you, something new.
Yeah, that's true.
But Mom said you didn't fuss, you didn't cry. All she just heard was bam. And you fell out at the door.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And then so after God was, I felt like God was putting me and your mother together, because what it was, during that time, my car had broke down. So God always took care of me as far as stuff like that. It would have been easy for me to get it fixed. But I couldn't, no matter what, I could not get my car fixed. So I had to call up your mother to come pick me up.
Oh, Lord. Is this the story?
The church bus story, yeah.
Oh, Lord. Oh, here we go. This should be good. Look, I love this. Go ahead.
I drove the church van for 7 years, yeah.
And so she'd come out to Robbins, Illinois, pick me up.
First, I would always make sure he had a seat first before I picked up anybody else or the other Sunday school kids, because he was a minister. So I called myself trying to respect him and give him a place to sit first.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Okay, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
And as I would, get on the van, right behind Andrea would be Trinka sitting there quietly.
Yeah.
In her red coat
and hat.
Was it patent leather shoes?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And she never said anything, though.
No, she never said anything. She may be stuck in her thumb.
Mm-hmm. But she never said anything. Yeah.
You know what? Probably because I just knew this was going to be a bad idea. So I probably said.
When the kids got on the van, she'd be reaching for the kids and everything, but you still didn't talk. You still didn't talk or anything. You just smiled, but you didn't talk a lot.
Yeah, she wasn't mean or anything.
No, she wasn't mean. But she liked to be with the kids, sit in the kids' lap, so they would just be picking
I just feel like she was warning me. Do you know what you get into?
Now
you don't know her like I know her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. We're gonna say that for another time. Well, we're supposed to be focused on Trick or B. That's just.
Oh. Yeah, but then you know,
The
I
church
know,
van.
huh?
The church van, you didn't finish it.
Well, you want me to tell all the stories about
No,
the church van?
no, just a little bit.
Kids, come on, y'all.
Huh?
Get it together. What is?
No, well, go
No.
ahead. You told what you wanted to say when I treat it, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
That was more about Trika. You know, I wouldn't really talk about our relationship now. I can talk about that too now.
No,
I could, you know, because I don't remember how you were feeling that time when I told her, Andrea, I said, you know, you'd make somebody a good wife. And then she went ballistics on me.
Oh,
I don't know
Lord.
if you remember it. Yeah, so she went.
No, I don't remember that.
No.
All I remember about the church band is that my legs was always stuck to that plastic and that leather. It was cold outside, they would be freezing. If it was hot outside, it would be sweating. I
Yeah.
could not stand the way my legs just touched up against that church because it was cuts and it was split open. Some of it had duct tape on it,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
slide on it and you get scratched up all over you. It was just no, that's all I remember about that church band. And
Yeah.
it stopped a lot. And I was always sitting there trying to figure out, we're gonna probably get stopped again. The bus is gonna stop again. I was used to that. That's probably why I didn't say anything.
Yeah, well, by the time I would get through picking up and dropping off, especially when he was trying to go home from church, you would always be asleep anyway. So you'd be all sweaty and all your ribbons be stuck to the seat from being the heat. You know, when it was summertime, all your little ribbons be stuck to the seat. So you was always asleep after I took everybody home anyway. But you never cried and never gave me any trouble on the van. You was a very, very pleasant baby.
And I was always just thinking, isn't that kid probably really hot back there, that red coat?
It's always burning up.
Yeah, well, in the wintertime, I had the heat on, but you still had to, be covered up just in case the van stopped. Then the heat stopped, then we're really in trouble. You ain't got no clothes on, and the van is cold, so.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the church baby van story. But I just dragged you everywhere. All the engagements we had, because I choir sang everywhere across Chicago, and so Trika was always the last kid on the van. So
your son is such a jerk. Let me tell you what he said. She's not pleasant, baby, now, and I will leave on that note because he said he got to get back to work. I can't stand him.
Well,
He doing all that yapping, and he out on the way on the other side of the map somewhere because he know I can't get to him.
That's okay.
Don't let me call you out.
That's okay. We're gonna do a segment on him, son.
Hello, thank you. Goodbye. Okay. Now get back to work and keep counting them cows or whatever it is you do. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I remember one experience, and where I was sitting outside with my car. You know, back then I got together. I don't know if I get together with you yet. I don't think I had. But I was sitting out there in my car, and then it was a bunch of kids at the church. You know, a lot of them had single mothers and everything. And so they all had kids. They was all about Trika's age and everything. So they all came out there to my car. Oh, yeah, I think it was my car. And anyway, you know, I was sitting in there, and I had my window down, and they all came over there to the car. I can call them a name. And so the kids, they can get together. They said, "Will you be our father?" And Trika was the only one. She was standing off to the side, like, "I ain't want you to be one."
Nope.
So I'm like,
No.
See,
the Lord was dealing with me then, letting me know this might not be good. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Well, that was basically it. That I figured, okay, well, that's good to know. She don't want me because I don't think I was thinking about going that way anyway. For anyways, at that time, but it was just I don't know. But I remember that because she was standing off away from the rest of them, like I ain't asking you for nothing. So he had an attitude then.
Daddy. Again, let me reiterate, people. I have no idea what my father is going to say.
I'm trying to help him, but
this is not scripted. I don't know. I just gave him 3 points, and I'm not really sure exactly how this is going to go. So y'all just pray for us on tonight. Okay. Okay, Daddy.
Well, I know, and this is something I never really talk about because I get really sentimental about it. But I know my mother, she came back when I was supposed to be marrying your mother, and she gave me a talk. She said, God has really honored you that He trusts you to be Trika's father.
Mm.
And she said, you should really feel humbled by that. She said, now you got to promise me one thing, you'll never use that word step around her. I don't think I ever have.
No.
Nope.
No.
And,
no.
Make sure that you don't, treat her any different.
And I wanna add something on that note. I never felt like it was a step. And those of you that know, and Mom, I'll allow you to tell that part.
Okay.
But
no, you can go ahead.
No, you're supposed to be talking. They always hear me talk all the time.
No, go ahead, though. I just piggyback off of what you're saying.
So, and when I say step, I never felt the need to do that. So my birth father, and it took me a long time to get to this point to actually say it and get comfortable. A lot of people know, but my birth father was the late Reverend James Moore. And it was that kind of, when my dad came into my life, I didn't really feel a void for that. And to be able to get to this point of complete freedom and to be able to say that this is good for me, if you know what I'm saying, because having that name to follow you. And I would even almost get an attitude when people say, aren't you so-and-so, so-and-so? I said, my daddy is Mr. James Barnes. Not to negate who my dad is or belittle him or make him feel bad or anything, because he's the greatest of all time. That was my birth father. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but my dad is the one that allowed me and taught me and gave me the things and the tools and how to love and how to love thyself and how to believe in God and what to tolerate, what not to tolerate. He gave me that. So I am grateful to be able to say that and to be able to, even now, to be able to build relationships with my siblings. Mm-hmm. And I'm close with some of my siblings and on that side, and even my dad has a son. So when I say all of that, I want you guys to know that everybody is not, you see them on the outside and they all shiny and this and that. You don't know what their story is. Yeah. And I celebrate my mom and my dad because it could have been another way. It could have turned out completely different. And I appreciate my dad because he set the bar very high. Him and my brother, I know he logged off. Him, my brother, I've been blessed. And I want to say this, and I'm going to come to you in a minute, Mom. Okay. But I want to say this. I've been blessed to have a very strong male force in my life. I have my grandfather, I got my uncle, I kept my brother, and I have my dad. So I feel like God gave me extra. I didn't ask for it. And even at that, I get a lot of ridicule because this is how it came out. I didn't ask for it. So I have enough sense to say, thank you, Jesus, for giving me such a beautiful gift. I'm not perfect, but at the same time, it could have went another day. I still celebrate who my birth father is because I can't go away from that. You know, the singing gene, the artistic gene, a lot of things he has his place and will always have his place and who I am. So I never wanted to make my dad. I never wanted to make you feel bad or anything like that. And we talk about it. We talk about who he is, and my mom and I, we talk about who he is and things of that nature. So I wanted people to understand that I know who I am. I know what God has blessed me with. And even now, I got a chance to meet one of my siblings again last year. And we're still trying to work on that side. See, people don't know that. And you need to talk about things like that. Mm-hmm. You know, we always want to brush things up under the carpet because we feel like we're going to hurt somebody's feelings or we're going to do this. And sometimes it's a little raw. You're not ready yet. But I appreciate the fact that I can talk about my siblings, my birth father with my mama, my daddy, anybody else. Yes, this is what it is. But I'm saying to you, who raised me, who gave me the keys to life and the values and the morals and all of that, is that man sitting right there, Mr. Jimmy Barnes. That's my father, and I celebrate him on that. So, Mama, hand the mic to you.
Well, hopefully, Daddy will talk about a little bit more about the some of the training. Which started at Mary's Diner, which was a restaurant that my in-laws they owned, and my husband was the head cook, and so the kids worked there. So he'll tell you a little bit about the stories about Trika. And I think she was about 10?
Maybe so.
About 10, yeah. So that'll be the middle part of her life there. But just to piggyback about the beginning part of Trika's life, bringing her into the world was just a joy for me as a mother. I didn't think I would be a good mother. I didn't know how to be a mother. But again, I'll say there's no registration, no document, no manual, no, you do this Monday, you do this Tuesday. So it was extremely, I was not in a very good state mentally or physically, due to the fact that I was engaged to Reverend Moore, and I was left at the altar. So that being said, I had to really, then finding out, having to raise this child on my own, it took a lot of perseverance. I just kind of, and I'm kind of like my husband, I get very sentimental because my mind goes back and reflects. I got very close to the Lord because I knew if I got close to God, He would keep me. My upbringing of being at church and knowing the Lord and talking to God and praying really kicked in, because that's really basically all I had to keep my mind from going somewhere else. And that being said, the Lord called me to a prayer ministry. And being a single mom, it turned out not for my good, but for a blessing, should I say. It turned out to be a ministry. I just, one ministry that was birthed, and Trika was a little girl. I don't know if she remembers me taking her to the church house God called me to start prayer ministry. That was difficult. It was a challenge because I was not married and, the preacher's daughter and, that type of thing. But I persevered through it and went on and tried my best that I knew to obey God and start the prayer ministry. So I did the prayer ministry 7 years, 7 years, 7 days a week. I just went in that church and I prayed, and I had a prayer partner at that time. She's gone on to be with the Lord, but it was me and her. And we would go in there and just pray, pray, pray. And that was my job. Now I know that turned out for my good because I know the Lord. If I don't know nothing else, I know God. And I know that God hears me. Hallelujah. And that God answers prayer. Excuse me, guys. But God answers prayer. It doesn't matter what you've done in life. It doesn't matter which way you've gone. It doesn't matter how many times you messed up. All you have to do is call on God and he'll be right there. And so I've had the opportunity to minister to a lot of single moms and let them know that they can make it. I worked at a couple of agencies where I was a facilitator, and I facilitated a lot of single moms and tried to encourage them and let them know, take care of that baby and take care of yourself, keep yourself strong and look forward to keep it going. One particular thing that happened to me, God was always with me, always with me. One particular time we were on our way, well, should I say my prayer partner wanted to go to Memphis. And this particular year, I really didn't, because at the time I was on what they call public aid back then, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it because it's a ministry. But so that's I didn't have any money. That's all I was, kind of dealing with at the time. Although Trika was blessed. Now, I mean, people just gave and gave, and she had so much stuff. She just moved me out of the room. So I'll talk about that later. But she was, well, God took care of both of us. He took care of us in that aspect. But my girlfriend said, we're gonna go to Memphis this year. And I said, no, Michelle, I don't want to go. I don't feel like being bothered, But anyway, make a long story short, we God gave us the opportunity to get some tailor-made dresses, and so my friend made us a couple of dresses and everything, and we just stepped out on faith and got the money, and the money came, should I say. And so once I did get down there to the convocation, I told Michelle, I said, well, let me just kind of stay in a couple of days and get some rest. I said, I'm not, I still wasn't quite there, but God used her to just kind of pull me along because the Lord knew. So one particular night we went to, at that time, it was the Chiska Hotel, and they had a midnight musical there. So she really pulled me out. She said, come on, Andrea, you got to go. You're supposed to be here tonight. And I was like, oh, okay. So when we did get there, I was way in the back of the Chiska Hotel. And at this particular time, I won't call the preacher's name, but God used this man of God, hallelujah, to call me out. I'm way in the back now, man. You way in the back. And the Holy Spirit got so strong up in that place. He was ministering, and he called me out. He came down from the Chiska Hotel podium and walked down that side aisle down there, and came to me and pointed to me, and he said, God is giving you a new heart. Your heart is bad. When he said that, I fell out in the floor on my tailor-made dress, and I used that dress to do seminars now. Remember that dress, Trika? And
yep. That dress is sharp, and it's still relevant right about now. Go right ahead. You should have had that dress, Mama.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
Okay, we'll talk about that on the style series. This is Come to Jesus. This is Come to Jesus segment right now, so we'll worry about that later. Go ahead, Mama.
Okay. Well, on that dress, I was looking good on the outside, but on the inside, I was sad, angry, confused, and I post the little signs on the dress when I do seminars. But anyway, I rolled up, just kept rolling and rolling. And so Michelle said he just kept laying hands on me. And when I get up, man, I feel like a new person. I mean, I thank God for that man of God. I tell you, so God will always be with you. He'll always take care of you when you have a child on your own. And look at Trika as the product, as being who she is today. And I just thank God for her. And I think I said this the last time. One more story that really just it made my nerves bad. Her tonsils and her adenoids kept growing back on her body, and she had 3 surgeries when she was a little girl, and they had to keep going in there because every time they would grow back, they would mess with her breathing, and she couldn't breathe. So that last time I was on my way to the convocation, and I forget where I had been all day, but I knew she was tired, so I just let her lay in the bed and get some rest. And by the time I got ready to pull the cover back and wake her up and get her washed up so we could travel, she was all swollen. It looked like a helium balloon. And I screamed, and my mom came running upstairs because I lived with my parents at the time. My mom came running upstairs. She said, "Get her out of here right now. Get her to the hospital right now." So I called one of my friends, and he rushed me down to Children's Memorial Hospital, which is now called Lurie at Northwestern Children's Hospital. And I took her down there, and they said, "Mother, if you hadn't waited any longer, her heart was going to erupt because her heart had enlarged because she wasn't able to get any air from the tonsils and the adenoids. They had covered up her whole throat." And so it was something. I mean, every time I came down there, they said, Miss Oliver, we have a room for you. We got a room for you and Trika. It was like they knew I was coming.
We practically lived there for quite a while.
Yeah, they knew who we were. And so, but I thank God for using those doctors and those nurses to take care of you. And they took care of me too, because I was able to be housed down there. I was able to stay down there with you. And so I'm so thankful for that. I'm very grateful for the saints of God that did help pray me through and pray you through, Trika. And then after that, the doctor had told me, he says, if she ever decides to sing or be any kind of singer, she would never sing because there's too much scar tissue in her throat. And it amazes me today when Trika opens up her mouth and starts to sing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So God can work miracles on your children. He can do anything but fail when it comes to raising kids. And when you give that child to the Lord, that's the reason for christening. You give the child back to God because you don't know what to do. Well, at least I talk for me. I didn't know what to do, but all I know I wanted to do is do my best. I wanted to do my best and raise her to be a good citizen. Because there's some horrible citizens out here. At least they say they're citizens, but I don't know about that. But I wanted her to be a good citizen and love people and love God. Love you can't be faking this thing. People gonna know if you're real or not. And so you wanna love God with all you know. And that you don't know, God will reveal it to you. He give it to you. So that's some of the little, when she was a little kid story thing.
Well, I'm proud of you, Mama. I was trying to pray that you would hold on and don't start leaking.
Look, just in case, I said,
just hold the tears in. Hold it in.
Yeah, because I'm a water person. That water works.
You leak.
I leak. But I did good. I said, hold on, Andrea. You got to tell the story. This ain't time for church service. People listening, they trying to hear what you got to say. They don't want to see the water. So that kind of got me through. I was holding on to my tissue up under the table.
I was like, because I didn't give you the rules. No crying. We cannot be crying right now. We got to be serious. Hold it together.
So I did good, didn't I?
Now, Dad, you did good. Yay. Now, Dad, I want you to tell the story, because when I tell people this story about the coffee story,
Yeah.
they don't believe me. So I need a witness so people can't say I'm lying and carrying on. When I tell you, see, you have to explain to the people why coffee is so important to me in my life, why it gives me the courage to keep moving, why I just, you have to tell the story because they don't believe me. When I tell them, they don't believe me. That probably explains why I'm still short. But anyway, I'm going to give it back to you.
No, I don't think that got nothing to do with it. You had your vitamins. I don't know. I don't think that got anything to do with it.
Oh, them Flintstone vitamins. Man, I thought that was candy. Have any of y'all had Flintstone vitamins?
Yeah,
Man.
I had when I was little too.
Man, them Flintstone, I would be like going to, and you can't eat the whole bottle. But I'm just saying, okay. Anyway, go ahead, Danny.
We must have just been married, me and your mother. But you know, you were starting to get up. You know, you get up every day. I don't know whether you'd be going to school or what.
I can't remember.
You know what? I'm so glad Jake not here. We would get up. Push pause. Mama would have us up like we was getting ready for morning manna. Those of you that are coaching and y'all understand what morning manna is, think about what time you got to get up. Think about it. Early, right? Okay. It would be Saturday morning. Any other typical kid, they watch the cartoons, they have their Captain Crunch, they walk around in their flip-flops or they snowman shoes, whatever it is they wear. No, we would get up like morning manna. And I hate my brother's not on this line right now because he would give me a witness. I'm going to have to invite him next time. We would get up so early. So that probably was Saturday morning. Who makes their kid fast on a Saturday morning? Somebody help me with that. That's all. Anyway, that was our life. So, Danny, it could have been a Saturday morning. Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Saturday morning, you would be up. And then, so usually that's the time I'd be sitting there drinking my coffee and reading up my paper. And you come out there and sit down next to me. And you want to read the funnies, so you read the funnies. So I figured the funnies wasn't no good without some coffee. And you had a sippy cup. So I put a little extra milk in there and put the coffee in there and give it to you. So we both be sitting there reading the paper. I got my coffee and you got yours in your sippy cup.
Yep.
And you know, having coffee with me.
Yep. And I graduated to a regular cup.
Right.
And so I'm trying to figure out when she go to work, what's wrong with her? Because she's jumping all over the couch and running back and forth to the door. I'm like, what is wrong with this child? So I didn't figure out till later that this man putting coffee in this child's sippy cup and then he going to work and leave me there. So I said, okay.
I left it nice and sweet and milk.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. She still had coffee in her system all day while you down there saying hello to people.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. And that is why coffee has been a part of my life for almost 40 years. And we bless God on today. That's all I have to say about that.
But I remember when she was in the second grade, what happened was that she came home and she said to me, you know, everybody at school just loves me. Everybody at school is my friend. And I said, uh-oh, I got to teach this girl about the world. I got to toughen her up because she was a little sweetheart and raised in the church and everybody's good and everybody loved Jesus. And, you know, she going around, I'm in the Lord's army.
Jay called me Miss Mary Poppins.
Yeah, you were.
It's always floating around. It's always a Disney story all the time. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said, oh my God, she's got to learn the truth. I'm going to have to teach her the truth about the world. It's not like that. A Mary Poppins movie.
Wait. Your niece said, Keisha, she said Uncle Jimmy always keeps it 100. So with that being said, Keisha, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring on the next series. But anyway, go
ahead. So, I said, okay. I said, you guys come to the restaurant and learn. She gonna learn now. She's gonna learn today.
That was something. I didn't know if I liked it, that idea or not, right? You being down there because it was such a bad corner. But I said, well, she'll be okay.
I hated it, just so you know.
But she's like you. She like her money though. She like her home. She like her own money, but she can do what she want to do with it.
Yeah.
She wanted to sacrifice and go through.
Yeah.
But she got down there, and then so she was trying to be shy, and when people come in, and she want to go to the back, I'm like, go wait on the people. I don't want you ever scared of nobody. As long as you live, you can talk. And look at her today. She ain't scared of nobody.
But most people wouldn't believe that I didn't talk.
No, you didn't.
No, she was shy.
You didn't talk at all.
She'd go to the back and be crying almost, and I can't. Yes, you can.
No.
Go out there. Don't never let nobody think that you think they better you or you scared of them.
No, you didn't talk at all. But the only thing that, on that note, when your daddy would come home after the midnight hour, he come in there fussing. That girl, she got to learn something. I'm in the middle of a rush, and she back. I'm like, where's she at? She's back up in the bathroom crying. I'm like, girl, come out of there. I'm in a rush. It was just every day it would be the same. Every weekend it was the same.
But she learned. She learned.
You know what?
She ain't scared of nobody.
She ain't gonna be scared.
Who you scared of?
Nobody.
All right.
I wish
you would. What'd you say?
I'm just saying you be fussing so much about being in the middle of a rush and then have no help. So because you stuck up in the bathroom.
I would have. It would be the fear of people. I thought my dad was the meanest person in the world. I'm like, why are you making me look? First of all, let me give y'all a visual. This is Robbins, Illinois. All of my Robinites, y'all already know what I'm talking about. On a corner of 139th. Picture this. You are a kid. You know what was on that corner? You had thugs, prostitutes, men in dresses, alcoholics. You had everything. So you're a kid, and then you're thinking, oh, wow, is that normal? Like, you don't know. You know what I mean? So I felt like this is punishment because
you were living in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. So I mean, you had to learn that.
You know what I actually thought? I thought my dad thought I was a dude because I'm like, only men is supposed to deal with this kind of stuff. I am a lady. I don't deal with this kind of stuff. What is wrong with my daddy? This is not normal.
That's what you were thinking?
Yes. I said, men handle this kind of situations. I'm not supposed to be talking to somebody.
You found out that women have to too, don't you?
Again, I'm young. You don't know anything. And you trying to take their order and it smell like raccoons in the mouth and it smells like garbage and what have you been doing? And I gotta take their order? Whoa, too much. That is child abuse.
And he always taught you, he always said, because he would tell Jay this too, you always treat people, I don't care how they come in, how people come in or how they exit, you always treat the people with respect. Treat people the way you want to be treated because you never know people's life story. Remember, he would always tell you that. I always hear him tell you that you always be nice to people.
And that's why now I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in a leadership position. or if I'm walking down the hall with an executive or somebody big, I always talk to everybody.
Yeah.
It's the janitor to the person changing the light bulbs to the person that's signing my check. I talk to everybody because you don't know their story. Right. And the fact is they're human.
Yes, right.
You know what I mean? I don't believe in, you know, we get into these positions. Now, if I don't speak, that's because my mind is probably on something else. But that's the way, because Granny and Papa are like that. Yeah. You know, they talk to anybody and everybody. Yeah. You got to stop them because they've been and had the whole neighborhood in their house. You know how they are. Yeah. You know, no, it's COVID. You can't do that. Yeah, no. But I'm just saying, yeah, that's the way we were taught. And to even, I mean, I appreciate the blessing in keeping, or should I say, teaching me not to be afraid of people. Right. But I had anxiety about it. Yeah, and that's okay. I mean, that's normal for a child, because when you're a child, everything looks big and outlandish anyway. So I mean, that's okay for a kid, you know. Yeah, but Daddy was just aggressive about it. He didn't know how to slide you in. He just, no. You know, it's like, oh God. And I would go home, I'll be crying, I'll be upset, and I'll be just sweating and stuff. It was too much. I hated it. But again, it turned out and worked out for my good because there's no fear. See, those are the things that we have to teach kids. You cannot be afraid of the world. The world already in itself is scary. I mean, come on. Hello. Right. So you have to, you know, I don't have any kids, but if I did, that would be something that I would probably do. But my daddy, I needed a counselor for a long time because I was so upset. Why are you making me?
Well, you had to learn. You had to learn.
Well, I learned. It might have been the wrong tactic, but I got it. Some counseling along the way and not traumatized from the trauma, but I appreciate it. But I want to say, I appreciate you, Mom and Dad, for taking out this time to just share a briefing. We have tons of stories. I'm going to try to get Jay next time to join us on this, because that boy got an elephant brain and he remembers stuff I don't even remember. Yeah. He's just something. But I want to say thank you to you, Mom and Dad, for taking out the time. My dad for just sharing just some snippets. Mom for coming. My mom is the real MVP. I'm telling you, this woman, oh my goodness, I have to make sure I got money because she hangs in there. She holds tight. She's very inspirational and uplifting. And my dad, he always said, you can do all things through Christ, even if I'm feeling some kind of way. I was having a rough week this week. And I'm going to tell what you just did there. So I was trying to go in and, you know, get them all set up and all this other kind of stuff. And my dad said, you better not ever doubt God, because the guest room is look at all of this. And who would ever thought, now that I'm hearing it out loud, I have a place is big enough to house and it's still not big enough because there's no room. So when I say all of this, the blessings of God, and I'm not saying in a bragging way, but I am boasting in Jesus. I'm boasting in God. He has always, the blessings of God have always followed me. I give and it come back. Yeah. I give and it come back. I be trying to get rid of stuff. And so when I say this to the glory of God. The purpose of I Am Trika B is to say, hey, this is my story. You can make it. You can survive. You can do this. You can do this. I get joy at hearing the stories and hearing the inbox messages and the conversations and the phone calls. Thank you so much for what you said. Nobody is perfect. And if you know somebody perfect?
No, nobody but Jesus.
Okay, and he died. So even in the midst of all of this, he died, and still people
came back. But he rose now. He
He rose, so he still lives.
He in here. He here. That's why we're here. He opened up this door. This is God's doing, and it's marvelous in His sight. Okay, I'll be quiet.
No, it's okay, because I want people to understand this ain't because I ain't got nothing to do. Hello, church.
Yeah, really, no,
What I'm walking in is because this is obedience.
Yeah.
See, people don't realize the background. I dream about things. The vision keeps me up at night. I'm constantly writing notes down. I have visions of this and this and this and this. Because everybody say, oh, everybody doing that. Everybody. I'm not everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not everybody. So my purpose is to give back. My purpose is to let everybody know I am Trika B. This is where she is. And I'm inviting my family, my friends. I'm seeing a lot of my relatives on this thread. I'm going to be calling folks and I'm going to be letting people know to join me, because at the end of the day, this is the gift that keeps on giving. I figured I wanted to do something to kind of give some relief from all this demonic stuff that's going on, because it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I'm trying to say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't even know if you remember.
I'm sorry.
But when
It's okay.
when me and your mother first got married, you know how you used to always follow me around? Because if I put on my coat, she just put on her coat to follow me.
Yeah, she did.
She'd be, she'd always be following me. And I was going to see my mother, and I went over there, and my mother laid hands on her when she came over. She was a little kid, about 3 or 4 then.
I don't remember that.
But my mother, she was praying. She said, may she never see lack in all her life. That's what she kept on praying.
Oh, Daddy, I ain't never know that story.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, you was already there. But I mean, I'm just saying, my mother, I remember that. No.
Oh, man. Daddy, that just messed me up right there.
Yeah, we're going to have to exit now because I feel the water coming.
Wow, I never knew Granny Barnes said that. Wow, that explains a lot. Look, I gotta go, y'all.
Yeah, we gotta go.
My eyes are starting to leak, but I do want to say a couple of things. Thank you so much for just tuning in, for sharing, liking this video, for coming into my world just for a second. It's been close to an hour, but I'm gonna let you go. And I want to tell you, go to my YouTube page, subscribe to it. This particular session is gonna be on my YouTube page. Go ahead, click, like, share, all of that. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the encouragement. And not only that, go and buy a shirt. Okay, now for those of you that did buy a shirt, we're having some issues with our distributor and the vendors, and everything is just slow.
Yeah.
But we are working. My mom will tell you she's on the back end of that, trying to get things to move forward. But if you have, we're working on that. We're working very hard to make sure that you get the items that you have purchased. I appreciate the support. I'm not going to even start for real this time. I'm not going to even start naming names. Thank you for purchasing a shirt. Thank you for supporting I Am Trika B. Go to IamTrikaB.com. Subscribe to my mailing list. I'm trying to do very good about sending out something at least once a week. Go subscribe. Go to my mailing list, go to my YouTube channel, and hey, join us. I try to do this as much as I possibly can. We're going to work on something next week. I don't know, but Daddy, thank you so much for taking the time to just share some light and some love and stories and funny and laughter. And Mama, you already know. If you got a mama like my mother, you blessed. And even if you don't have a mama like my mama, if your mama is still alive and you could talk to her and you could call her on the phone and she responds and answers the other line, love on her, because a lot of people are losing their moms. And I'm grateful that my mom is alive and she's well. And we work together. And my dad, I'm going to try to get Granny and Papa next time. We're going to try to do that. We're going to do something. But we're going to have more series of this with my parents because they're just so full of information. I don't know what they gonna say. So until we meet again, because I'm trying to end this, because I cooked. World, I can cook.
Yeah, she can.
Okay, I'm tired of people talking about, oh, you can't cook. No, I cooked. I cooked a full meal, and it's time to eat. And I gotta make sure my daddy eat because he diabetic. We ain't got time for his blood sugar dropping.
No, we
And we gotta make sure he eat.
We ain't going to the hospital, not tonight.
You can cook sometimes.
You know what? He sits there and eats, and he don't say nothing. So if he doesn't say anything, that means that it's good. So for on the menu that we have tonight, should we tell the people what we having?
Yeah.
Let's tell the people what we having. I cooked a meatloaf. I cooked mixed vegetables with my own little sautés and things of that nature. I cooked some vegetable. I cooked some garlic potatoes, thanks to one of my homegirls that told me how to do that. And then we having a chocolate pecan pie. Oh yes, it's about to go down at the Barnes. Okay, all right. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Share this video and be blessed. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'm virtually hugging all of y'all. I love y'all, Mom and Dad.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right, y'all. Until we meet again.